What up, everybody?
Off the record music show. Music show.
I'm hung up on something.
Are your cords tangled?
Pissing me off.
I'm just hung. Hey.
Alrighty. This is a kid show, for Christ's sake.
Oh, fuck. My bad. For all the children out there watching, I don't apologize.
Damn it, Rob.
Yeah, so tonight's awesome.
Yeah, so just to let everybody know, we have a badass band that is going to be on this show. Like I'm trying to withhold my fangirling. I'm trying to keep my composure and not fangirl too much. But yeah, this band they're insane. You guys are going to get to see a little bit. Links are in the description, so be sure you check them out. Give them a follow on YouTube. Show them your support. But these guys are holy shit.
It's gonna be.
I'm trying
it's
to
gonna be a
not
fun
go
show.
the whole time.
Yeah, no, that's just
What?
I'm becoming of a host just to go.
Bring it together.
Yeah, come on.
Reel it in. Reel it in. Reel it in. So tonight we have Voodoo Moonshine, everybody.
That's right.
So
That's for them.
Jeremy and his buttons. So real quick, a little bit about these guys. So we actually I went to their website. Of course, I did a lot of research on these guys before I even asked if they wanted to do the show, because I love these guys. But their debut album, Decade of Decay, was released in March of 2005, and it was very well received throughout Europe. So they have done a European tour. Their songs have been voted number one. They were voted number one band 7 times, actually, in England, and 6 times in Japan. They were the top 3 most requested bands in Ireland, and eventually they played in Portugal, Greece, Canada, and, of course, here in the States. And their songs have even charted on the billboards higher than Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, Skid Row, Scorpions.
Damn.
Yeah, they have won so many awards. They're a very well published band. They're amazing. So we're going to introduce you guys to Voodoo Moonshine.
Should I play the intro?
Play the intro.
It's time for sound check.
Yes.
It sounded great. Got these good my earbuds, man. It was kicking the low end. Love that stuff.
That's a good song.
Yeah, it is. That's a really good song. It's so. First off, thank you guys so much for being on the show and for hanging out with us and giving us some of your time. Like I've been looking forward to this. I think I sent a request to see if you guys wanted to be on like weeks ago, and I'm like, come on, is it January 4th yet? Is it January 4th yet? Come on, hurry up, January 4th. Like, I didn't care. I'm not a Christmas person, so everybody was like, oh my gosh, can't wait for Christmas. And I'm like, no, January 4th. Let's get to January 4th. So thank you guys so much for being on. I'm excited.
Yes, I can tell.
Really?
Thank you. That's very kind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I'm just going to shut up because I need to. Fangirl mode needs to turn down a little bit.
I should have gave some.
No, we don't do that. So I guess to start out, can you introduce yourself for everyone watching and who you guys are and what you do?
I'm Pedro. I'm the lead singer.
And I'm Eddie Cruz. I'm the drummer. Backup.
Awesome. Hell yeah. That's awesome. So how did you guys actually form Voodoo Moonshine?
Want to take that, Pedro?
Yeah, it's a long story.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's a
Well,
fun one.
yeah. So Jeff Lasore, the guitar player, he actually started Voodoo Moonshine way back when, and he had this new album that we just released. A lot of these songs are already done, and he basically shelved the CD after, many things that happened during his life. He basically just kind of stopped and shelved the project, and the band kind of just stopped for many years. I don't know, 15 years I think it was. I can't remember what Jeff's told me, but so anyway, I guess some people in the business started to contact him again about a new record, if he could put out a new record. He didn't have a band, so he started looking for musicians. And I have been doing some karaoke videos. I have a band here in Florida, a cover band that I've had for a long time, for 15 years actually. And we do a lot of Journey, all the 80s stuff. And he video of me singing a Steel Heart song. And so he sent me a message. He's like, "Hey, I like the way you sing. I have this project. Would you mind singing on it?" And of course, I deleted his message immediately. Yeah, I get those messages all the time, and it usually turns out to be bullshit, basically.
Right.
So he was very persistent, and I was like, "Okay, let me hear what you got. Let me hear some of your stuff." And I heard the stuff that he had. He had another singer that I guess he had brought in to do the tracks at that way back when. And I heard the songs, and I was like, these songs I like these songs. They have that rock edge. I didn't like the singer he had before, but I kind of could hear myself singing in the songs, and
Right.
changing them a little bit to my style of singing. And I was like, all right, I'll bite. Let's do one song. I'll do one song. Just send me the tracks. And I think the first song that we did was "Eat It in Your Eyes," which is like all an acoustic song.
Oh,
And I I have a booth, and I basically just took the tracks. I sang all the parts, adjusted a few things to kind of fit me, and it came out great. And I was like, wow, this, I think this may work out. So then I started doing the other songs, and I did like maybe 2 other songs, and I was like, all right, this is heading somewhere good. And that's when we started looking for other musicians to kind of reform the Voodoo Moonshine band. So we had to find a drummer, a bass player, and we did have other guitar players throughout this past almost 3 years now. But now, after many ups and downs, through the COVID years and all, I can say years. It's been freaking 3 years already of this bullshit.
I know, right? 3 lost years.
Yeah, we lost years. It wasn't easy, to kind of continue with this, because it was, it was just Jeff and I doing it just to see how it would turn out. And we actually finished, 2 or 3 songs, and it was coming out really good, So we decided to say, let's just complete it. Let's just complete the album. Let's just find local musicians that can jump on board and get it done correctly. And that's what we did, and it turned out great. And we have we have Eddie on the drums, we have Hector on the bass, and Jeff is basically doing all the guitar work just by himself, and it's actually working out. So and we're already halfway through our 3rd album now, after this one, after the one that we just released. So we just been writing and recording, and why stop, right?
Oh, absolutely. Hell yeah. I'm looking forward to that album now.
So basically, with me, almost the same story. I was out in a road band doing stuff. We had some videos out. And Jeff contacted me, and he sent me these messages. I was like, and I just got out of this other band, and I was really burned out with the road work and being poor and making no money. And I was like, yeah, I'm just, blew it off. And then he contacted someone that we were acquainted with. And the guy called me and says, "Hey, man, you got to check out Jeff." And he said, "Yeah, I seen the messages, but I just, wasn't into pursuing anything, And so he, so my buddy says, yeah, check it out. So I went on, checked it out. I gave Jeff a call, and he said, "Did you listen to those songs?" I'm like, "Well, actually, no." So what I did, I had a good conversation with him. So I sat down. I'm like, "Oh, here they are." He sent them to me like 3 months ago, So I sat down, listened to the first song, and I'm like, "Well, that's pretty cool." I said, "Man, that singer, I recognize that singer from somewhere. I know I do." And then so then I listened to the second song. I'm like, that's freaking Pedro singing, because I've known Pedro in the business down here in the circuit, and I'm like, wow. I said, he sounds different on this stuff, you know what I mean? It was because it was all himself, really, It was really it was great to hear. And then like 3 songs in, I called him back after the third song. I'm like, I'm in, you know. So, and that's pretty much when that was like 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hell yeah.
And we all went through this stupid COVID thing, unplugged things, trying to play tracks in freaking basement in a room by yourself and make it. It was crazy. I hated that.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I'm an animal for a live audience.
So I actually heard that Jeff had to pursue you a little bit. That he had to be a little persistent on getting you to say yes. Is that true, Pedro?
Is that a question for me or Pedro? Because for me, yeah.
Well, a little, yeah, for both. Yeah, I heard he was a very persistent person getting you guys.
He was very, very persistent, yeah.
Almost like I think I saw an interview that you guys did where stalking had come up that he kept your guys.
Well, I got to hand it to him because he's seen what he wanted and he went after it until he got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
I wanted a guy who plays like you. It's exactly what I want, and I want a guy who sings like you. And so he was relentless, and he got what he wanted, which I'm really grateful. I'm glad. I'm glad he was.
I've told Jeff this many times. It's like the only reason I actually said yes fully, let's do the album, because I was fine just doing 1 or 2 songs and just releasing them as singles or whatever, but he told me, he's like, if you do this, you can actually change the songs that you want them, how you want them. And that's one of the things I did not want to do. I didn't want to. I have a very successful cover band. I don't need to be in another cover band. So me singing somebody else's song is basically being in a cover band, and I did not want that at all. I'm a songwriter. Every day I write a song, just about. So for me, that's what I like to do. So when he told me that, I was like, perfect. That's exactly what I needed to hear. So I took the songs and I listened to them. I changed them up a little bit here. I just kind of made them kind of like, I put my feeling into them instead of singing what the other singer was singing, or change the melody here and there. It's just kind of, give it more balls, like bring it down, that scream at the beginning. I was like, yes, that's it. And I kind of wrote everything past that. That's how that song became, because that song was a song that was already written, but I hated it. I think it was called Bloody Money or something. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. So I put it aside. I finished all the other ones. Yeah, I finished all the other ones, and I took just the music, and driving to work, I would listen to it every day. Until one day I got that melody. I was like, oh, I got it. And then I put that scream in there. It basically wrote itself. So that the freedom to be able to change the songs a little bit to kind of fit my style was actually what sold me. Because now I'm not in a cover band. Now I'm actually putting, my own things into the songs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so, Eddie, how long have you been playing drums?
Oh, a long time.
You are a badass drummer, so I had to ask.
Yeah.
So, Eddie, one thing that I wanted to ask, is that a gong behind you?
Yeah, it is. It's my old bass 36-inch gong. Yeah, I had it back in the day when I was into Neil Peart and all that when I was a youngster. And I had the whole kit, the chimes and the gong and all that stuff. But I had a road crew, so It's a little bit easier. But yeah, I went through that phase, but I've always hung on to it because it's a great tool. Every now and
There's
then. It's
there's
gonna wind up
nothing.
on the album. I'm trying to find a spot where we can get it on the album somewhere.
Right.
Hell yeah.
There's nothing more that says I'm a drummer than there's a gong behind me.
Yeah, tasty gong too. You never believe I got it. I got it for such a great. I got it for like $300 back in the day.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a steal. I ran like I stole it.
One thing I noticed in the videos is no double bass. There's no like two big ass bass drums with eagles.
Well, that's going to change.
Good.
As a matter of fact, my new kick drum just arrived today.
Nice.
So I'm adding my second kick drum. Right now, I play with a double kick pedal. So I'm adding a kick drum. I just like, man, just one. I needed a change, and I wanted to add that and make my kit look beautiful. Besides that, so I got a nice red sparkle to go with my orange red sparkle kit. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. And so, how did the name Voodoo Moonshine come about?
You have to ask Jeff about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he just came up with it one day. He said it just sounded cool.
Yeah, and he's like, everyone's like, "Oh, you guys, are you from Louisiana?" He's like, "No, I'm from Georgia." So voodoo is kind of, everybody thinks of Louisiana, New Orleans with voodoo, but moonshine is a Georgia thing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It worked. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, if you hear the name Voodoo Moonshine, it's not.
You remember it.
Yeah, it's not something that's going to easily be forgotten.
And we got a killer logo to go on my new kick drum, too. I can't wait to put it on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, see, I'm paying attention a lot more to y'all's YouTube. That's awesome. We have some comments. You want to go through real quick and see
a few chats.
who we got? Kathy, Voodoo Moonshine rocks. She would be correct.
True story.
She would be correct. We got John. He
John
says,
Nix.
Hey, John.
"Good evening, everyone." We have Miss Kaplan.
What's up?
Pina, the boss.
Boss.
We have Buck.
Buck.
Buck Lemons.
He's out that crew. Pew pew. Tammy says, "Happy Wednesday off the record music show. Welcome, Voodoo Moonshine."
Hi, Tammy. Happy hump day.
Woo! We have is that Francis?
Francis.
Says,
Francis.
Voodoo Moonshine.
Hello, Francis.
She says, "Hey, Francis and Kathy."
And there's a whole conversation in there.
Oh yeah. We like convos.
Yeah.
And I think will it show the picture if you?
No, I don't. Yeah, it won't show the. So
Oh, they're hearts.
yeah,
Awesome. We like
got a
hearts
bunch of
too.
them. Buck says that's a dope name. That is a dope name.
It is, right? It's not one that you're going to forget about easily.
No.
At all. And then we have Kathy says the whole band is badass. She would be correct.
Thank you.
We have Chuck.
My boy Chuck. There he is.
Chuck.
Hey, kids.
Chuck's a drummer. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fellow drummer. He I don't know. He always hates when I say this. He played for Lita Ford for a while and some other projects. He hates when I say that.
Can't imagine why.
We have the horn.
Lily.
Francis says, "It's so awesome to hear these guys talking so highly about you guys. They are loving you guys for sure. I'm happy for you guys because interviews like this one really help."
Yes.
Yeah, I like to think
Hell
so.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I hope so. We have a Legacy.
there it is.
Legacy at the Riverfront says, "Good evening, everyone. What's up,
Yeah,
guys?"
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Legacy, you need to book these guys.
Yeah.
Pronto.
Absolutely. Like
Yeah,
yesterday.
we need a night out there at the Legacy.
Hell yeah. Shannon says, "So I hear bluesiness in y'all's music. What are your blues influence?" Good question.
Definitely bluesy. We love the blues. Like,
Yeah, I'm from
see-
Chicago originally.
yeah, yeah. Especially the new album that we're actually writing right now is very bluesy. I mean,
Hell yeah.
this one is too, but you're gonna hear a little bit different side of the bluesy side. You know what I'm saying? It's still rock, but it's definitely has the blues.
Kind of a swampy rock.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's what's up.
In a lot of the music, and by the way, I'm not necessarily comparing your music, but I definitely heard a little bit of ZZ Top, and there were other times where I heard Zach Wild, especially in the guitar section. There were a lot of the pinch squeals on the guitars.
Yeah.
Really, really good stuff.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. So speaking of, and different influences that are showing through your music, what are your guys' biggest influence personally and as a band as a whole?
We're all over the place. Yeah. Well, for me, I grew up in the '80s, so I liked all those '80s bands. From Skid Row to Rad to Bon Jovi. I'm a huge Journey fan. Obviously, Steve Perry is my favorite singer. But I also like all the heavy hitter singers. Like the Steelheart guy and Tony Harnell. I just finally met him this past year.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's those powerful voices. I love that stuff. But I can also go down and do all the ballad stuff, kind of like the Journey type stuff.
Yeah.
But the music that I listen to almost every day is really jazz. I love to listen to jazz. And when I play guitar, I like to play just bluesy riffs. So I'm kind of all over the place. I got the rock, I got the jazz, I got the blues. So that's me.
It definitely shows in your music, and your vocal range is insane.
It really is.
It is insane. I actually, when I first heard about you guys, it was off of DW Presents, and
Okay.
I saw your video and immediately looked over and wrote down your band name so that I could try to figure out how to reach out to you guys to be on off the record. So I was like, I gotta have these guys.
Ooh, that leads me to a question. So Pedro, how bad did you want to try out for the singer spot when Steve left Journey?
I actually, I did and I didn't. I kind of did just to kind of have the experience, to kind of perform with one of my favorite bands. But then I didn't because you can't replace Steve Perry. You're always going to be,
The other guy.
looked at you just can't. I mean, Steve Perry is the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's what he does as a vocalist. What he, as a listener, when you listen to it, you're like, oh, his voice is so nice and pretty. But as a vocalist, you're like, holy shit, how the hell does he do that? All these little runs and these little things that singers don't know. But just the actual singers, when they try to do it, when they listen to it, they're like, how in the hell is that guy doing that? Because he makes it seem so easy when he does it. It's very difficult what he's doing. But no, to actually sing, the guy that they have now, Arnell, is amazing. That guy, I mean, there's some big shoes to fill, and he's doing
Yes.
it. He's been doing it for the last 11 years or whatever it is, and that's crazy. So,
Yeah.
No, I vote. I mean, it would be fun for a little bit, but I like to do my own thing. I wouldn't want to, go try to be in an established band. I kind of want to bring my band to become established. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, see, that's why when
Yeah.
that's why when Lexi Fox quit Steel Panther, everybody looked at me. I was like, nope,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't shave that often. So
Yeah, no, me either.
Oh, you can totally couldn't tell. Eddie, what about you? What are some of your biggest influences?
Well, I came from the world of John Bonham, Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
I'm a big influence. I think I learned every album all the way up to Physical Graffiti, and he was my major influence growing up. I mean, the guy just had he was amazing to me. It's like magic, like Pedro. He does stuff where you listen to it, it's like, yeah, it sounds simple, and you dig into it. It's like, how in the hell is he doing this stuff with 1 foot? He didn't use a double kick drum, and he could roll that kick drum pedal like I still can't do the stuff he does. He's amazing. So that's kind of where I started. So it was a big challenge just to learn his material. From I started. That's where I sat down, started playing. Never took a lesson. It was just able to play, and I jumped right into starting learning bottom and stuff like that. And then down the road, as I moved along, I started getting into more heavier stuff. I really love Vinnie Paul Pantera, killer kick drums.
Yes.
Great. And we're sponsored by D-Drum, both of us, actually. Unfortunately, he's passed. But and the kind of music I like to throughout my day when I gotta do stuff and I'm busy and stuff like that, and it's kind of mind numbing. I put on metal. I metal out all day usually. To have something going on. I like the heavy stuff. Gets me excited. It just gets, I still want to get up and fight. Sometimes.
We just hit the drums.
Yeah, it gets me excited still, and I just love the heavier stuff. I don't know. But that's pretty much where I'm at. And that's where the nice thing about the band is, Pedro and I have done some heavier bands in the past and stuff like that. And it's kind of like heavy meets kind of southern swampy vibe meets, beautiful, fantastic singer, and we put it all together. It comes out the way it is. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Swag.
Yeah, right?
It's called swag.
And speaking of the man, the myth, the legend, we have
Jeff.
Mr. Jeff LaSawyer.
Yes.
He
There he
says,
is.
go up.
Okay. What's up, homie?
Keep going up. Keep going up right there. He says, jazz, don't know where it all starts or ends, a circular motion.
That's right. It's just the flow. Just follow it.
Sequence.
You can't never mess up, you can't make mistakes.
See, Jeff, let me just explain something to Jeff about jazz. There's no wrong note.
Right.
You should be happy about that. In jazz, there's no wrong note. It's just jazz. If it sounds weird, it's like, that's just jazz.
It's 6 people playing solos.
That's right.
At the same time.
Yeah.
He also has another comment. He says, right there, he says, swampy blues groove metal band.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there you go. That's kind of how I explain
Oh.
it. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that should be our definition in the dictionary.
So, I have a lot of questions. So before I have to pick through them, do you guys want to hear a little bit of Voodoo Moonshine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's let everybody know what they're missing out on if they haven't checked them out yet.
This one, should we let Pedro pick?
Go for it.
Pedro, want to pick one? We got
I'm
Bring
gonna
It.
pick one.
Yep. Bring It Down. What a way to go, and give it to me.
Oh, let's do Bring It Down.
Yeah.
Good
I want to
choice.
hear the scream, man. The scream.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Gets me excited.
In 3.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
So no lie, Pedro. And I told him I was gonna say this. When you hit that scream in the song, all the girls in here went, and I was like, I kind of knew I shouldn't have played bass.
I've seen that happen before.
So, Pedro, one thing that I wanted to share with you, I was listening to your music on a media player, and out of the corner of my eye, I thought I was listening to a song called Cowboys in My Soul. And I thought to myself, that's kind of a interesting song title. Maybe it's a Pantera throwback or something. And it wasn't until I looked again, it was Cobwebs in My Soul. not Cowboys in My Soul.
That's hilarious. So we do have one person in the comments, Samantha. She says, "Serious question for you boys, though. What shampoo do you each use?" And we actually have Jeff who said, "I don't wash my hair."
That's true. That's true. It's carotene. Well, here in Florida with the humidity, I would have an afro by now if I didn't do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. We have Frank says, "I see you playing the Lamp Theater in Irwin, PA, in your future." I think that needs to happen. You just need to go on tour, but come to Tallahassee first.
Yeah,
you have to.
It's a good. Yeah, it's a first stop.
Ready to do that.
We also we have Francis says, "Wow, so awesome."
True story.
Frank says, "This music makes me want to go for a ride."
It really does.
Oh yeah. Frank says, "Frank, I'm going to reach out to them next week." Yes.
I think we're
else?
missing. I think we scroll up. I think we're missing.
Did I miss one?
I think we're missing several.
Oh, I went all the way back up. They just keep on coming.
Oh, okay.
No, I
All
think
right.
Hector's up there somewhere, right?
Is Hector here?
Yeah.
Victor's here.
Hector.
Oh, there he is.
There's
He says
Hector.
hi.
Hector. Hey.
He's here.
Oh,
Hector.
the rhythm
Hector-
section partner.
No, Hector's a roadie.
He just keeps showing up with a bass. So
That's right.
Just letting you guys know, we have Legacy says yes, definitely need to come to Tallahassee.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes, please.
All right.
And thank you.
For sure. You guys, I want to say you guys are playing Bike Week on the Speedway, right? That's a
Yep.
big,
Yeah, next March.
that is a big one.
Yeah, that's
It's going strong again too. I live in Daytona, so it's back. For a couple of years there, it was really messed up. So, but it's back strong now.
Every time I go to Daytona, I foul plugs. So I don't know if I'm going to Bike Week anymore. I don't know if I'm going to Bike Week anymore.
So, what is your guys' writing process like? Because you've had a lot of songs that have hit the charts, and just out of curiosity, like when you sit down to write, what's your writing process like?
Well, I don't know about the first album because I wasn't around for that one. But this one, the Bottom of the Barrel, like I said, Jeff had most of these songs already written. I think I rewrote two of them like completely as far as the melodies and the lyrics. But for the most part, the songs were done. They were just needed a little bit of tweaking, just to, like I said, match my voice. Now the new album that we have right now that we're writing, we're like halfway through it right now. Basically, at least the way that I write, I normally write from the chorus out. I get my guitar and I get just a cool groove or something like that, and I come up with a chorus that's catchy, and then I work my way out. Then I do a verse, I'll do that, and I'll send the guys just the music, and then Jeff will kind of take it apart and make it his own. You know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of adds their own expertise to the song.
Right.
And in other ways, Jeff might send me a rip that he came up with, and I'll put some lyrics and some melodies to it. So it varies.
That makes sense because I was curious because you guys aren't in the same location, so I was wondering how, like, because a lot of bands will get together and they'll write together and come up with ideas and everything. So I was wondering, with you guys being in different locations, how, I mean, is that annoying or difficult sometimes, or do you like it better that way?
Well, go ahead.
There's times when I wish we could spend a couple weeks isolated somewhere and just write songs would be great, but and away from distractions. But unfortunately, the way we do it, is try to make the best of it. Pedro, we just had this conversation actually, about how we look for the hook and go from there, and he. I'm like, hey, okay, I'm ready. I'm in the pocket. Let's send me some more stuff, So he'll send me some raw stuff, and then I'll. What I try to do is I try to find the right groove for the song, that fits with the energy that's coming from his vocal lines or something like that. Like I like to hear the vocals because it kind of helps direct me on what kind of groove I want to put in the song. And I tend to lean a little heavy, actually in the studio, I was a little light and Pedro's like, I kind of want it heavier. I'm like, all right, but yeah, once I get the idea from him, then I try to develop a groove.
That's awesome.
I'll try to record my stuff here and then send it to Jeff.
Yeah, and as far as me, I write all the time, and I just since I was 14, I've been just writing songs, and I've been in all original bands back in the day, and then you jump into cover bands. You kind of have to do that if you want to survive. Make a little bit of money. Back and forth. But in all the bands that I've been into, I've never had songwriters in the band, so I've always had to do everything myself. So I learned how to play bass, I learned how to play drums, I learned how to play guitar, and basically I just write the whole song myself. And then I would bring it to the band and say, here's the song, learn your parts. That's the way that I did it for 25, 30 years. So I'm just used to it. I'm not opposed to sitting down with a band, with the guys, if we had that luxury of, staying in a cabin somewhere for 2 weeks and just writing, that would be great.
Yeah.
But we don't have that luxury. So I just do it. I just do it the way that I've always done it. I wake up in the morning and I just have ideas just flowing through me. And I turn on my phone to record, and I just record all these riffs that I come up with, and I come back and I add a little, vocal. Sometimes I'll just hum it because I don't have the lyric, but I have the melody. And then from there, I send it to Jeff. Hey, Jeff, check this out. He'll be like, oh, that sounds cool. Let's work on that. And then, that's how the songs kind of evolve and they grow. And then when we finally get together as a band, then we can really, hash it out and dissect the song and add, hey, let's do this ending here. Let's add this little part here. And so I think this new album, whenever it comes out, we don't know. You're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see more of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's input. So it's coming out really good. I'm liking the groove and the feel of it so far.
So far, so good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So what's your favorite song that you guys have done so far? Your absolute most favorite Voodoo Moonshine song?
Go ahead. I need to think about this.
Well, I Locked and Loaded. I dig Locked and Loaded. It's it rocks. Give It to Me is a really cool hook song. Pedro's got a great hook on that song. I mean, it hit 28 on Billboard. So the hook on that was fantastic. There's a couple other songs like Rise Free. I really dig that song. The lyrics that Pedro wrote for that song is very inspiring, and it's something that I really dig his message there. Uh, so as far as that, those are probably my top ones. Swallow My Pride's fun, but I don't like to talk about it.
Hey, I don't like to sing it.
I mean him. So Pedro and I sing that song together from start to finish. I do the lower harmony with him. And we just, we laugh about it all the time. It's like, oh, I said, I'm embarrassed to sing that song. It's so dirty. So I feel like I'm watching someone have sex when I sing that song.
Eddie, I really want to commend you for what you just said. Most people, whenever you say, "What's your favorite song?" they say, "Oh, my favorite song is this because I've got a really cool tom roll at one point of the song," or "Oh, I get to hit the china a couple times on this song." You didn't mention that. You said, "I like these songs because Pedro has these hooks and the lyrics, etc." That was really cool.
Well, that's that inspires me. That's what moves me. That I just want I want to be able to back it up with good playing. So it's nice. That's the writing chemistry is awesome because all the inspiration that goes back and forth. I really like the riffs Jeff comes up with. Different, they're not on time all the time. Work on that meter still, but I don't want to take away from his creativity. He comes up with some really cool stuff, and again, Pedro's work is definitely inspiring as well.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah,
it moves me. That's what moves me.
Yeah, I think for me, bring it down. Like I said, just I don't know. I think when I first got the track, the song, when I first heard the original version, I was like, that is terrible. It is really, really bad. But there was a guitar, the hook, the guitar hook really got me. And I was like, I need to do something with this, but not now because I need to record all these other songs. And then when I finished that song and Jeff and I listened to it, we're like, wow, that is kind of like the direction that we should really go, So I think that song is kind of giving us a little bit direction because there's a lot of different songs in here with different feels and stuff like that. But I think that song for me, I don't know, it just kind of gives you that vibe,
yeah.
And of course, I like "What a Way to Go."
That's my favorite.
That is a really good song. It has it's different, and that's why I like it. It's like you wouldn't expect. It starts off slow, and it does. It's this cool little thing, and then it goes crazy. In a good way. It goes crazy in a good way. When you listen to the song, it's like you weren't expecting that. And that's what I like. I like something that you're not expecting. But now you're mess up, Jeff. I don't expect you messing up. We're not playing jazz.
You had like some reaction, like metal guys are like, I like the Most Side Album, but them slow songs,
Right.
too slow. But every female that I know that's listening to that song loves it. And I'm gonna go with the girls loving the song. Everything else will follow.
Yeah.
So since Jeff is in the chat with us, Jeff, I actually have a question for you specifically. So Jeff, you can choose one and leave the other. You can only choose one. You gotta leave the other. Billy Gibbons or Dimebag Darrell. Yes. Eddie, what say you?
I'll let Jeff respond first.
Yeah.
What's he gonna say? Drum roll.
He says,
Leaving Dimebag.
Leave Dimebag.
Okay.
Dimebag, absolutely.
Okay. So we do have, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Is it Lamaris? Says Pedro doesn't sleep, so he writes.
That's true. Look at my shirt. I sleep when I'm dead.
Nice.
I
And
Yeah.
Lily
wear
has
my
a
winter
question.
shirt.
That's
ISO
right.
words.
Nice words.
Ice up.
Nice. So Lily says, what do you guys do to prepare yourself for a show? Any superstition? Ooh, good question.
Well, if they have hot water, I try to run my hands under them and loosen them right up. I know Pedro's got a good routine for warming up his voice.
Yeah.
You know,
It's yeah, for me it's a whole I need to prepare days in advance. Like I don't eat any dairy or I watch my diet when I eat. Like I do my and people freak out with I played Bike Week not too long ago or Biketoberfest. People and I was doing this thing on stage and people are looking at me like, oh my gosh, he's doing a bong on stage. He's doing it
ball on stage,
in front
man.
of 3,000 people. What's he doing? It's not a bong.
But it
This
could
is
be.
it could be.
I would have a
It could be,
ball.
but it's not.
I did not fire
This is actually created in Turkey. It's really just a straw. I mean, if you really think about it, but it's got this extra thing. But it's cool because the pressure of the water warms up your vocal cords without you having to sing.
I'll be damned.
Wow.
So yeah, and it also increases your range when you're sick. It kind of helps you. It helps the mucus. It's singing. It's all about discussing shit like mucus and crap like that. But this helps. But everybody thinks I'm smoking, which I don't.
That's pretty cool.
So it's an neti pot for the rest of your face.
Exactly. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yes.
Pretty much.
That's what I like about him. He
That's
knows
awesome.
he knows his body and he knows how to make it work. That's a true pro.
Yeah, and singing. The human body is a very crazy instrument. And lack of sleep, what you eat, the mood that you're in. Everything affects it. So
Alcohol.
yeah, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that. Because it will completely kill it. Especially my high range.
Right. Well, Jeff says Jeff has aneurysms. He
That's
said
true.
that's my routine.
Yeah. He's got a vein right here that pops out. He's got a vein right here in the neck.
Yeah,
Pops
we
right
got
out.
tie a scarf around it to pop it back in.
A high-strung guitar player? What?
Yeah.
What?
And so you guys had mentioned the Billboard a little bit earlier, and if I'm not mistaken, Give It to Me was at number 36, or is at number 36 on the Billboard right now?
28. We were up to 28 with Give It to Me.
Wow, that's amazing. So what was it like whenever you guys heard the news that you guys had made, that spot on the billboards, and the momentum that you guys are creating?
I didn't think the Billboard existed anymore. To be honest, I'm like, what? Are you serious? I mean, it was a complete surprise. We were not expecting that at all.
Yeah, we weren't at all.
No, I mean, it's obviously exciting, but it's a cool thing to put on your resume, but it really doesn't do anything as far as to make us more money or give us bigger shows. So it's appreciated.
A little pat on the back,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, because I remember Ina sent us some messages like, well, we're 60, and then a couple days later we're 49, and then a couple of days later, and it just kept going up and up. And I was like, wow, what is this? Because I really have to pay attention to billboards sometimes.
Yeah.
And then when it got to 30 and then 28, I was cool.
Wow. Yeah, Jeff says Give It was 28, Bring It 201 on Billboard, and Rise Free in the 500s. That's insane.
Rise Free.
That is awesome.
Free. Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Love
That is
that
amazing. So where do you guys see yourself going within the next, say, 5 years? Where do you guys want to be?
I want to live on a bus all over the country.
In a short bus.
No, not the short one. One with good bunk beds,
Okay.
Bus rules. Bus rules. So yeah, I would like to see that. Get our next album going, and I'd like to see us, eventually, you know, get with a good agent and get to work. Play everywhere. You know, I still my bucket list is to get over to Asia. So,
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So I have one more question for you guys, and um, basically, so with your guys, you know, you guys are getting bigger, and you're. I can't remember who I was talking to, but I had mentioned to someone at my job that Voodoo Moonshine was going to be on the show tonight, and I think it might have been my friend Hector, and he was like, "Oh, I've heard of those guys," and I was like, "Seriously, you have?" And it was like,
Yeah,
okay,
seriously.
I didn't have to. I was like, I didn't have to tell you who they were. He was like, yeah. He's like, they had that. He's like, I can't think of the name of the song, but they're on stage in the video, and the lead singer, he hits that like crazy high note that like every guy wishes they could hit when they sing. And
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, he does know like who I'm talking about.
the guy,
Um,
That's cool.
You know,
Go Hector. Hector's on it.
right? So if you guys could, you've been doing this for a while, so if you could give any advice to any bands out there that are wanting to kind of follow in your footsteps, what would be your advice to them?
Wow.
I like the way he laughs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, number one, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Okay, you're going to make the wrong decisions, and you're going to go through it. And you just better be prepared for it. If you're weak, don't do it. You got to be. You got to kind of have some girth in the business to keep rolling. So, the best advice I could give someone is, work hard, stick with it, and don't get discouraged. You're going to make mistakes and you make wrong decisions. But 3 years ago, I thought I was like done, and then Jeff wouldn't leave me alone. Kept calling me up, saying, "Come on, man." I'm like, "All right, man." So, I mean, you just never know.
Yeah, you really have to love music because it's a lot of work, and there really isn't a payoff other than
No.
you enjoying doing it, and that is a payoff. You actually playing, getting a show, being able to play your own music out on stage, because at least here in Florida, you go to any club, you have to play covers, and that's just the way, and it's been like that for many, many years.
Yep.
That's why I got out of it. 20 years ago, I was just like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing covers. So I stopped for 15 years, and then I got back into it. But you really have to love doing music. You got to put up a lot of bullshit. And don't count on making money or doing it to get girls and all this bullshit that you thought back in the 80s. You get a band. Now it's not like that at all.
Not at all.
It's
The girls don't last long because you're doing that band stuff again.
right.
You're going to the studio again. You're with them guys 5 nights a week. So it's
You have to do it for the music, basically. You have to do it because you believe in the music and you enjoy doing the music. And if you like, hopefully you like the guys that you're playing music with, and you're just hanging out with your buddies.
Yeah, right.
Music.
Yeah,
That's hard
Finally,
sometimes.
a band where I like everybody.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said with when the band is hitting it and you're locked in, and there's this sensation that goes through your body. When everything's working and clicking, music is right, and it's like the greatest high in the world. You can't. That's why I don't do drugs, because there's nothing that can compare to the high I get from playing when everything's hitting.
True story.
Just,
Yes.
It's like my connection to God, when I'm in my zone. Crazy.
Oh yeah.
A little too deep there,
Jeff-
sorry.
No, you're good. Jeff says, "Don't chase it. Let everything happen and keep your publishing."
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Do you guys have any last questions?
I know I can kind of relate to that. I did start this podcast because I wanted to get the girls, and I got the girl now.
Yes.
So
Yeah, see, and so it works sometimes.
Room. So that's it, folks. Show's over.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
Rob's done. Post opening, everybody. Come on out there. Who wants girls? You're up next. Post. Everybody loves the podcast stuff.
but guys, sincerely, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
You guys are all fucking class acts. Your music is amazing. You're all amazing musicians.
The talent individually is insane.
Yes.
So I know that you guys don't know, but a lot of people who are watching probably know, but my oldest son just picked up his guitar for the first time. Like, we got him one for Christmas, and it's an Ibanez, and he's super stoked, ready to learn. And he said from the beginning, the first song I want to learn is Raining Blood. And I said, okay, well, good luck with that. But whenever I was right, so like I was listening to you guys, and I played, I can't remember which song it was, but there was a killer guitar solo in it, and that Jeff hit, and my son was in the room listening, and he goes, "Never mind, Mom, I want to play that." So now he's looking up to Jeff big time, and like I left the house tonight, and he was listening to you guys as I was walking out, so I was like, okay. So he's wanting to follow in Jeff's footsteps, I believe.
You hear that, Jeff?
Jeff, you got a fan, buddy.
You got one.
You got one.
No, I always say you guys have more than one fan. Yeah.
Well on the way to 2.
So real quick, we'll play one more song by Voodoo Moonshine, so you can kind of, if you missed the first one, it's your second chance. Don't leave. Don't go nowhere. By the way, descriptions or links are in the description, so be sure that you, after this, don't leave now because you're going to miss this. But go check them out. Give them a like, follow them, show them your support. And which one you going to play?
Yeah, I think it's up to Eddie. What do we got left? Bring It Down and...
I would say,
No, we have-
give it to me, baby. Give it to me.
Give it to me.
Billboard,
Oh,
you know,
What's up? That's what's up.
all right. Here we go.
And I know Eddie liked my counting in last time, so we'll go 3.
Just wanna stay with you tonight, 'cause I know that girl with me. Yeah.
I love our getaway in those cars.
Yeah, whose cars?
That was a lot of fun shooting that one.
It looked like it was a lot of fun. Whose cars were they?
Gosh, I don't know where they came from. Some people who know the band.
Yeah.
They brought
You
them
showed up
cars. They were cool. And the car that I was in, it was really old. And like, you know, you drop it down and drive and take off. Well, reverse was all the way down. And the first time I did it, I dropped it all the way down, but it was in reverse and I was backed into the damn building. I almost hit the post on the stairs.
That's how the 56 is out there too. Yeah,
And they would have had it on film.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So you had a question about one of the songs.
I did, and so did Samantha. I got to bring it up. I got to scroll back up here for 1 second. Here we go. She says, "I'm gonna need a list
Oh
of
my
where y'all
God.
buy your outfits for the shows because Jeremy was hot in one of those get-ups." Yes, I'm pretty sure I need the lightning. Are they chaps? Lightning chaps that Hector was wearing?
I wasn't looking. I don't know what the heck he was wearing.
Yeah. Now, if he would
You
have
guys
had a
are-
face skirt on, I would have no, geez, I don't know where those clothes come from, honestly. Yeah, actually, the pants I had on, Jeff gave them to me.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Jeff
They all
and I
come
get
from
our,
Jeff.
no,
He's a
no,
wardrobe. All right.
Jeff and I get our pants for some. They're custom made for some
Yeah.
girl in Canada. I think she makes those pants.
Nice. You called it.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, there we go.
I wish we had names so we could.
There it is.
There you go.
Hector
Canada.
had worn
There it is.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, he did say that.
Hector had worn
Sorry.
something.
We
I
are
need
a
those
bunch of assholes.
Hector
That's
had
right.
those pants.
There were chaps.
He made
What?
pants, but he made the pants. No, that was awesome. So you're you're talking about Ride Free, right?
Yeah.
Ride Free. You guys ride? You guys got bikes?
I got a bicycle.
Yeah. No, I got rid of my bike when I moved to Florida. Actually,
You had a bike?
I had a bike. Yeah, when I first moved down here, and then I almost got hit like 20 times. Fuck this, man. You know, and yeah, I just got rid of it. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, welcome to Florida. We will run you over state.
Yeah.
I've only been ran over once in 20 years, so that's good.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
There's mostly like people pulling out in front of me and stuff like that. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I traded the bike in for a van that could haul more gear.
Nice.
Yeah,
My Harley funded this album.
Oh yeah, they will do that for sure.
That's awesome. Well, again, thank you guys so much for
Yes.
being on Off the Record. It's been awesome having you guys on, and I can mark down my bucket list now. I hit my mic.
Yep.
I'm gonna mash the chair button. Yes, thank you.
Thank you
Thanks for
guys.
having
And
us.
again,
Thanks for
of
having us
course,
so much.
anybody watching, check the descriptions, click the links, go follow, go like, and hopefully we can get you guys in Tallahassee because I will be the first one at the door waiting.
It's
Yep.
not that far.
Yeah, it's not that
It's all
far.
in there. I want to say the first link is Facebook, and you can find pretty much all your other stuff off of the Facebook links.
Yeah.
We're on every media platform there is. I think.
Yeah, if you go to VoodooMoonshineRocks.com, that's our main page. Everything's on there. You can buy the album, shirts, all kinds of stuff, and just keep an eye out. We're working on the third album. We're halfway through it, so hopefully maybe the end of this year, the beginning of next year. I don't know. You never know. Maybe we'll throw out a single before the album comes out. From there.
Hell yeah.
Wonderful.
That would
Yeah.
be amazing.
And maybe I'll swing through Daytona and hit up that merch booth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we'll be there. Actually, we're going to be next March. I think it's in my calendar, the 9th and the 10th, Friday, Saturday. We'll be headlining at a venue called Beaches on International Speedway on Beachside.
Mm-hmm.
We're there 2 nights, and then Sunday we're playing at the world famous Boot Hill Saloon at 9 o'clock, I believe. 9 o'clock show on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Closing out Bike Week.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun too. Anybody who's never been to Bike Week, even if you don't have a bike, just go.
Yeah.
It's just
There's a lot of eye candy, a lot of things to look at, a lot of things to buy, all that kind of stuff.
A lot of things you don't want to look at.
there's a lot of that. Yeah.
But there's bands all up and down the street, so there's plenty of entertainment.
Absolutely. So to round it all out, we have Jeff. He says, "Thanks for your support.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Always. Thank you." And we have Pina says VoodooMoonshineRocks.com. She put the link there in the comments for everybody. And March 10th, 11th, and 12th were
There
the
you go.
dates that she put in there for you guys. And she says 7:30 at Boot Hill on the 12th.
Okay, thank you, boss.
And
Thank you. Keep us in line.
And then, of course, she said March 10th and 11th at Beaches. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And
Thank you.
we appreciate you guys.
Okay,
All right,
have a
thank
great
you.
night.
Off the record.
Off the record music show.
Music. I gotta figure out which one's the outro. This one.
Sure.
All right. Thank you guys.
Have a great night.